Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God. Hey, I'm Caleb, and I'm so excited to invite you along as we explore my Bible. The Bible is an incredible collection of 66 books. History, poetry, words of wisdom, personal letters, and eyewitness accounts. God inspired dozens of people over hundreds of years to record these words. In the Bible, we discover how God created an amazing world and made people in God's very own image. But people turned away from God, and the world was broken. From the very beginning, though, God had a plan to bring us back into relationship, to wipe away the wrong things, the sins that we've all committed. God's forgiveness is an amazing, breathtaking gift. And I've got 4 Jesus stories that show us what true forgiveness looks like. We get started in the New Testament book of Luke. Here, Jesus is eating dinner with important religious leaders. Then a woman comes in and interrupts the meal to show her love for Jesus in a most unusual way. The religious leaders, though, are shocked, but Jesus flips the script to say that they should be more like her. We stay in Luke for our next story. Zacchaeus is a tax collector, and he's living in a fine house with all the things, at the expense of his fellow Jewish people. But even though Zacchaeus is the most hated man in town, he wants a glimpse of Jesus. And since he's short, well, climbing a tree seems his best option, until Jesus spots Zacchaeus in his high perch and calls him out in front of everyone. Now we head back 2 books to Matthew. Here, Jesus tells the story of a servant who owes his master 10,000 bags of gold. What? There is zero chance the servant can pay it back, so he begs for mercy, and the master completely forgives the debt. $0 owed. The servant's overjoyed, until he finds someone who owes him a few silver coins. That's an easy thing to forgive, right? You'd think. Back to Luke for our final story. We wrap up with another story from Jesus, who tells about a wealthy man and 2 sons. The younger son demands his share of his father's money right now. That's a huge insult, but the father gives him the money. The son heads out to live the high life with the best things money can buy until the cash runs out. Now he's hungry and alone in a foreign land. After all he's done, there's no way the son can go back home, is there? God is ready and waiting to forgive you, no matter what you've done. And when you're forgiven, it's a lot easier to decide that someone who has wronged you doesn't have to pay. That's how forgiveness works. And I can't wait to see how it shows up in you and me.